right now talking about tax planning. And I like to point people back to many of those videos on YouTube channel. I actually have a whole playlist called Tax Shorts. So you can take a look at that if you're thinking taxes. We're heading into tax season right now. And I'll also be putting up some of those from time to time. But this year, we're talking about building wealth from a more broad-based perspective. All of January, we were talking about the mindset, how you think about this journey that many of us are on and still haven't figured it all out yet. Um, and this month, February, we're talking about earning and why earning is important and how it's the foundation of every kind of wealth building and all that. But before we dive into the meat of the matter, I'd like to remind you that my friends at the Financial Empowerment Initiative Network have started planning the tax clinic for 2026. So if you're of the modest income persuasion and you're wondering how you're going to get your tax returns filed for income earned in 2025, well, there's a tax clinic that's operating out of Calgary Full Gospel Church here in Calgary, as well as out of the Africa Center in Edmonton, where for at any point in time on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays in Calgary, and on Thursdays and Fridays in Edmonton, somebody will be available to help you get your tax returns prepared and filed through the months of March and April. If that is a service that interests you, you can send an email to operations@thefei.ca to book an appointment, or you can just show up on one of those days in the month of March and April, and somebody will be on hand to help you get your tax returns prepared and filed. That's number one. Number two, Founders Lounge by Startup Court will be back on the 19th of February. We will be at the platform from 6 p.m. Doors open at 5:30. We're having a business clinic, and I have an amazing panel about to sit and talk with some business owners about challenges that they are facing in their business. Guess what? We are all going to be sitting, watching, listening, learning, and taking away actionable insights, things that we can do immediately that can make a difference in our businesses. So those are two things that are happening. There are a whole bunch of other events happening in the city through the month of February, Black History Month focused, most of them, and you will do well to show up and benefit from the goodies that are being distributed, either in form of knowledge, information, connections, and capacity. So that said, I know it's a mouthful, right? That said, we're going to go into the meat of today's matter. So what am I talking about? Earlier this week, I put a post on my blog talking about earning capacity and why your income is the foundation of any form of wealth when you're not born into wealth. But I'm not going to repeat any of that here. You can go to my blog, Ayodele-Bamisaiye.com, and check that out. It's the most recent post there. But this morning, I'm going to speak to the subject of why hard work alone does not build wealth. So here are my thoughts, and I try to put them together. Most of us think the harder you work, the more you earn. But if that was the case, I'm from Nigeria. The laborer at Oshodi Market would be the richest man in the world because that guy works hard, man. But the fact is, hard work alone does not cut it. Two people with the same amount of effort, with similar skills, end up in completely different income brackets and asset spectrums. Why? I'm not about to repeat what I wrote in the article here. Take a look at it. But the fact is this. Every time I talk about earning capacity and where it fails, right, it's the fact that hard work does not necessarily translate to wealth. So if you feel like you've been putting in a good shift, making a ton of a difference, but the paycheck isn't lining up and the bank balance is not agreeing with your effort, then probably you need to lean in and listen to this, because I have information for you that could make a difference. Yeah. So like I said earlier, um, why is it that hard work is not enough? Working hard is one thing, building a career is another, and building wealth is a different ball game. And that's what I'm trying to draw our attention to today. Um, Earning capacity can be limited. In fact, earning capacity is limited. It's limited by the skills you have, what you know, the amount of action that you take. So, where does it fail? Number one, effort without leverage means there's only so much that you can do. Leverage is that additional, that extra that allows your effort to create outsized results. Now, if you have your skills and you're good at what you do, but you're not positioning your skills in a particular market segment to a set of people in a certain defined way, your ability to execute would not necessarily translate or may not necessarily translate to vast amounts of wealth. There is an intentionality to positioning. The last one is income without intention. You make a ton of money, but you're not thinking about it. So you make it, you spend it, you make it, you spend it. There is no accumulation happening in that equation. And the only way that you build wealth is by holding on to it, right? So I'm not saying Ebenezer Scrooge style holding on to it. No. I'm saying strategically, intentionally deciding that if I make money, this portion of it is mine to keep. So earning capacity isn't just what you earn, it's how much effort that you put in that produces what you get to keep over time, irrespective of the effort you are putting in. The effort that does not result in anything being squirreled away might as well not have been made. So, there are three ways you can look at this, and I just want to draw your attention to them. Number one, is my income dependent on my presence? If your income is dependent on your presence, then that means there's something called leverage that you are not using at all. Because that means the day you are absent, you earn no income. Number two, are your skills compounding, or do you have to start again every single year? Not the fact is this: the more of a practitioner you are in an area of endeavor, in a profession, the more skillful you get. The challenge is that accumulation in skill translating to an accumulation in wealth? And the last question is this: am I being paid for effort, or am I being paid for outcomes? Think about it. I can tell you for free that outcomes matter more than effort. As long as you're getting the results, the likelihood is you get a higher paycheck. So think about this. Those are three mindsets, three perspectives that will impact significantly how you earn. Now, I had said in one of my earlier sessions about how the wealth mindset is driven from a place of stewardship. That starts right at where you earn. So you think about your income. Think about it not as, a hustle. Don't think about it as I have to go at this hard. It's not just about going hard. It's about building skills that compound. It's about using time to your advantage. It's about managing relationships. It's about your reputation in the marketplace. So earning capacity treated intentionally causes income to become not just predictable, but expandable. So not only is your income certain, but your income can also certainly grow, right? So head straight to my website, Ayodele-Bamisaiye.com. Check out the article there. Now, if this conversation means anything to you, then I'm certain reading that article will make a difference, and it will add full value, because you see my point of view on what earning capacity is, its full definition, and how it fits as the foundation of wealth building. What I like to say is that your employer is your first investor. He gives you the capacity to have some money to decide that you want to either put into enterprise or asset building. So that said, I want to say this: no one designs earning capacity overnight. If your income stopped tomorrow, how quickly can you rebuild it? This is a question at the heart of earning capacity. So with that, I'm going to have the article linked somewhere in here, so take a look at it. But I hope I've given you something to think about, because guess what? At the end of the day, the impact we make and our ability to make a difference is highly dependent on what we can do. And one way to get things done is when you have a bag of cash, when you have a wealth that you can use to support causes you believe in, make a change in people's lives, and cause society to be a better place. That's all I have for you this morning. My name is Ayodele-Bamisaiye of Dexteritas Professional Corporation. We serve our clients from coast to coast to coast here in the city of Calgary, and we are happy to be able to contribute to the energy here in the city. That's all I have for you this morning. Have an excellent Friday and a great weekend ahead. It's bye for now.